Well, first of all, hi everybody. It's nice to be back in Manila. I had a great time in 2016. The energy here is amazing. You have so much love, for our game and the NBA. It's very special, to come here. So I'm super happy to be back after 10 years. And to answer your question, in 2007, it was an unbelievable feeling, to become, the first European MVP of the finals. Just want to say thank you to my teammates because during that final, they did a great job, to get me open and setting picks. We had an advantage, on my position, and we took advantage of it, and we won an NBA championship. And so it was just a collective effort. It was just a great season, and it just shows our team how unselfish it was. Because Timmy was our superstar, and but he was like, hey, if Tony has the advantage, let's go to Tony. And so that's why I want to say thank you to all my teammates.
Uh, as a Spurs legend, can you talk about Wemby and also Dylan Harper and how they're changing the culture of the Spurs?
Yeah, I'm super excited. It was nice to see the Spurs back on top and competing, for an NBA championship. Wemby is maybe the best player in the NBA right now, and we super lucky to have him, with the Spurs and the French national team. And Dylan Harper is another one. I love the way he played. He had a great rookie season. I love how fearless he was and being super aggressive, going to the basket, had great finals. And so I think he has all the tools, to become a great all-star in this league. And with Castle, that big three can be good for a long, long time. So now it's just, I think, a matter of time, before they win an NBA championship, and hopefully they can win a lot of championships.
Hi, Tony. You spent your career between two worlds, France and NBA, and you kind of achieved most of like what basketball players want to achieve. Is there something that you consider your holy grail, and what would it be and why?
Um, that's a tough question. I always felt like I had two families. I had my NBA family in San Antonio, and then I had my French family. Every summer I played with the national team, and so it's hard to choose between both. I feel like we won an NBA championship, and then we won a gold medal. The only gold medal in French history, and that was amazing. But if I have to choose one thing, I will say the gold medal. Because you play for your country, and playing for your country, I don't think is any better than that. Your country is so much emotion. And I was so proud to win the gold medal in 2013, and being MVP of that competition. It was just an unbelievable feeling to win for your country. Especially that with the Spurs, we won. I was 21, so we won early. The national team I had to wait a long time. It was towards the end of my career. As I almost like felt like I will never bring that gold medal, and so that's why it was extra special. When we won the gold medal.
Thank you so much.
Tony, as you said, you had an opportunity to play here in Manila for the OPT and you faced Gilas Filipinas. Then, and one of the one of the things that the Filipino fans want to see from from our team is to get to the Olympics. For you, was been played in the Olympics so many times. What do you think is needed for this country to get back there?
Well, first of all, it was a great game. It was a great game. I remember the atmosphere, the energy. It was amazing. It was my first time in the Philippines. And I always told you guys, like, in social media, the number one country that follows me is the Philippines. It's like crazy. And everywhere I go in the world, if I see a crazy fan coming at me, yeah, he's from the Philippines, like for sure. They love basketball. And so that's why I love it. That's why I love coming here. I remember that game was amazing, and the Philippines is getting better and better. I think it's just a matter of time that you get a player who's going to be great in the NBA and be an all-star around the world. Basketball, everybody's getting better and better, and I think the passion that you have for this game, I think it's just a matter of time that you get somebody coming in and make Philippine great and bring your country to the Olympics. So just have to be patient, but it'll come.
Just to ask also, since you said about the NBA going internationally for us here, what do you think it's going to take for a Filipino player to finally get through that hump and represent in the NBA?
I think time. I think time. You know, the NBA is doing a great job to grow the game around the world, having academies, you know, around the world, and spreading, you know, the knowledge and having coaches everywhere, you know, for kids to get better. So to answer your question, I think it's just a matter of time.
Tony, speaking of coaches, obviously a lot of success for the Spurs came down to Coach Popovich. Can you just talk about, his impact as a coach for you as a player and, just in the NBA in general?
No, he was amazing. One of the best, obviously, in the history. His approach, you know, to the game, his work ethic, the way that he connected, you know, with players and how he got the best out of the players every day, night in, night out, coming every year. It's very hard, you know, to be good for a long, long time. And his approach and his work ethic was amazing. And so that's why we were so good. And he was a great leader. And so now we know we can spread, you know, the knowledge that he gave us. And so that's why I want to coach now and try to do the same thing.
What would you say is the biggest lesson that you got from Coach that, you're applying now to your
The way that he connected with players.
Tony, you're also going to be a head coach for your French team. How was that transition from player, executive to coach?
Yeah, I was missing the court. You know, I'm super excited. I was missing the court, you know, the everyday thing and, you know, the connection with the players. And so I wanted to pivot. And I'm so happy with my decision. I had a great experience this summer with the national team. And it's only the beginning. And now I'm looking forward, you know, for the future. And my first year as a professional, you know, with Asvel. Definitely want to, you know, go that direction and see how I can, you know, take a program and building up.
You will be coaching your former teammate Patty Mills in your French team. How's that relationship?
Man, super happy. I was super happy when I saw him arrive. It was almost like a surreal moment, you know, when I saw him come in the training center and I see his face, you know, with the Asvel jersey. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And so it's just it's going to be a great story, especially if we win a championship this year with him. I know he's going to have my back, and we have the same, you know, philosophy and the way we see basketball because we play so much together. Because he played for the Spurs for a long time, we play a lot of seasons together, and so I'm excited and I'm looking forward, you know, to coach him. You know, when you want to build something, you have to put the culture and the stuff that I want to put in place. I know Patty is going to be all in, and he's going to be our leader. And so it's great to have him in Lyon. I'm super, super excited.
Hi,
So
Tony.
last question.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time. Talking about Wemby again, obviously it's too early to say, but he's on an incredible trajectory as of now. 20 years from now, could you see him up there with the best of the best? LeBron,
Who?
MJ, Duncan, Kareem.
Wemby?
Yeah, Wemby.
Yeah, but Wemby, he's got all the tools to be one of the best ever, that's for sure. If he stays healthy and all that kind of stuff, he's already proving, you know, at 22 years old, bringing a team all the way to the NBA Finals. That's very, very hard to do. And so he's got a chance to be one of the best, that's for sure. And I'm super happy, you know, that he's French. And I can't wait to see how many championships he's going to bring, you know, for the Spurs and how many gold medals, you know, he's going to bring for the national team. But I think it's just a matter of time that he wins a championship. Now it's going to be how many, you know. That's the biggest thing, you know, for him. And I think the Spurs did a great job, you know, surrounding him with the right players, you know, with Castle and Dylan Harper. So, no, the future is bright for him.